Hey guys, Bill Soriano here from Pittsburgh, and I wanted to do lesson 2 of the video series that I started earlier this week. I want to say I started last year because it was actually last year, on giving you some tips and strategies to improve your finances and handle the financial challenges that you're going to face here in 2021. You know, this is so important right now because with it being the new year 2021, everyone's going to be making a list of their top New Year's resolutions for the year. And we have to make sure that at the very top of that list is our finances, because we're just not taught how to handle our finances in school. Unless we go to college and we take some specialized classes, we just don't know this stuff. Okay, and because of that, millions of Americans are stuck in what I call the poverty cycle, right? Most of them don't know they're in it. The ones that do know they're in it have no idea how they got there. Worse yet, though, they have no idea how they're going to get out. So that's why it's so important for us to focus on our finances here as we move into the new year. Now, a friend of mine, Kevin Iguana, just created a brand new 1 hour training webinar that explains the poverty cycle in detail, what it is, why millions of Americans are stuck in it, and more importantly, what they can do to get out of it. And at the end of this training, I'll tell you how to get that video if you want it. But for now, let's move into lesson 2, which is the banker has a secret. Okay. The banker has a secret. And before I get into this, let me give you my disclaimer. I'm not a financial planner. I'm not a financial expert. I'm not an accountant, a lawyer, a tax preparer. I have no expertise in these areas, but I have aligned myself recently with people that are. I've learned a few things over the years, and so I'm able to share that information with you. Now, these are just basic principles I'm sharing, nothing earth-shattering, but the fact of the matter is that most Americans just don't know about these principles. And that's why it's so important here to focus on this as we move in to 2021. And it's up to you to take this information, do what you want, and then decide if you'd like to learn more to take it to the next level. But moving into lesson 2, the banker has a secret, and that secret is what we call the rule of 72. And basically what this means is that if you take an interest rate, if you have your money invested and you take the interest rate that you're earning on that money, if you divide that into 72, that's the amount of time it's going to take your money to double. So the bank has been using this rule of 72 against us for years. And I'm going to give you an example here of a couple fictional individuals here and what they're going to get for a rate of return and what they would get if they would learn how to invest their money like the bank does, right? The bank takes our money, they pay us a very, very little interest rate of what is it now, 1%, 1.5%, and then they lend our money out to other people and they get a higher rate of return on it, right? So in this example that I'm going to show you here, we have Felicia Fargo, okay, Linda Liberty, and then, which I'll show you a little bit later here. She's covered up right now. And then, of course, the bank. So now the two individuals here are going to have 3 distinct advantages that most people, most Americans aren't going to have right now. Okay, and these 3 advantages are right down here, as you can see them. So the first advantage is they're going to be relatively young. They're going to be 29 years of age when they're getting started here. Okay, the second advantage is that they're going to have a lump sum of money to invest, $10,000. Okay. And then the third advantage is they're going to get a rate of return that beats inflation. It's going to be a higher rate of return than what the bank gives you. Okay. So these are the 3 advantages that these individuals are going to have. And I'm going to show you over the course of this presentation here what's going to happen when they go to retire at age 65. And then I'm going to show you what would happen instead if these individuals would have aligned themselves with financial experts that show them how to invest their money like the bank does and get a higher safe rate of return. Okay, very important. It's a safe rate of return like the bank does. You're not going to lose your money, but you're going to get a higher rate of return. What's going to happen? So Miss Felicia Fargo here, she takes her $10,000. She's 29 years old, and she invested at a 4% rate of return. Okay. Now in this example, they're starting with $10,000. Okay. Most Americans, unfortunately, don't have $10,000 to start with, right? Okay. So they're starting with 10,000. They're not putting anything in. They're not taking anything out. They're just leaving that money in there, getting a 4% rate of return. So 4%, if you divide it into 72, it takes Felicia's money 18 years to double. So at age 47, Felicia will have $20,000. At age 65, when she goes to retire, she's going to have $40,000. Okay, not bad, right? So 4% rate of return, she has $40,000 at age 65. What you have to think to yourself, though, is that going to be enough? Is that going to be enough for her to retire on? Of course, it's better than having nothing, but is that going to be enough? So that's Miss Felicia Fargo. Now, our next person is Linda Liberty. Now, Linda Liberty, she's going to have the same three advantages. She's going to be young, 29 years old. She has $10,000 to invest. Now, her rate of return is going to be a little bit higher. She's going to get an 8% return on her money. Again, she's going to take the $10,000, put it in there, not put anything else in, not take anything out, just leave it in there until she gets to age 65 to retire. So at an 8% return, divided into 72, Linda Liberty's money is going to double every 9 years. Okay. Now, when the average person looks at this 4 and this 8, they would just assume right away that Linda Liberty is probably going to have twice as much money because she's getting twice a high of return, right? 8% instead of 4%. Of course, that's not how interest works, though. We learn that. So with Linda Liberty here, 8% rate invested, 8% interest, $10,000 at age 29. Her money doubles every 9 years. So at age 38, she has $20,000. Now at age 47, Linda Liberty has $40,000. So at age 47, she now has as much money as Felicia Fargo. Okay. They both started with the same amount. She's just able to earn an 8% return on her money. Okay. Age 56, she has $80,000. Age 65, Linda Liberty now has $160,000. So being the same age, starting with the same amount of money, Linda Liberty has 4 times as much as Felicia Fargo. Okay, so she's in pretty good shape, right? $160,000 at age 65. But again, is that going to be enough? You know, most people now are living into their 80s and 90s. You know, is that going to be enough? You know, and you know, the answer to that is probably not. And that's why we need to learn how to be a bank. Okay, we're not actually going to be a bank. We're not going to open up, you know, our own bank. But what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to invest our money safely like the bank does, like they've been doing for years with our money that we put in there, and how to do that and earn a higher rate of return so that we're in better shape when we go to retire. Okay, so let's look at the bank. Let's look at what the bank can do now. They're going to earn a safe return of 12%. Okay, this is what they've been doing for years. Again, they've been taking our money, investing it, loaning it, whatever they do with it. They're going to safely earn a return of 12% on the money. So again, if you were investing like the bank, your money would now double every 6 years, right? 12 into 72, yeah, divided by 12 is 6. So now, as you can see here, starting again, 29 years of age with $10,000, age 35, you have 20, age 41 now, you have $40,000. You have as much money as Felicia Fargo has at 65, right? Age 47, you have $80,000. Age 53, you have $160,000. So in learning how to invest your money at 12% rate of return, you have $160,000 at age 53. It took Linda Liberty all the way to age 65 to get that much money. Now, at age 59, $320, and at age 65, investing like the bank, you have $640,000. So you have $600,000 more than Felicia Fargo. $600,000, right? Do you think education's expensive? What about ignorance? $600,000. That's a $600,000 mistake, not investing like the bank, right? So in the summary, leaving your money, not learning how to invest your money like the bank and earn a safe return of at least 12% on average over the years, right, is a $600,000 mistake, right? By loaning your money that you give them, right, 10 times over, the bank earns that $600,000. That's why you need to learn how to become the bank. That's why it's so important for you to learn how to become the bank. And that's why I'm doing these video lessons on different topics to help you with your finances and the financial challenges you're going to make here, you're going to face coming into this new year, 2021. Now remember, Miss Felicia Fargo and Linda Liberty, they ended up with some money at 65, right? But let's remember, they had three distinct advantages that most Americans don't have right now, right? They were young. They started at 29 years of age. They had $10,000 to start with. Most people don't have that to start with. And they were able to get a rate of return, although not as high as the bank does. They were able to get a return that beats what they would get just putting their money in the bank or putting their money in a CD, right? Felicia got a 4% rate of return. Linda Liberty got an 8% rate of return. Right now, do you guys know anywhere? I don't know if most Americans know anywhere right now where they can even get a 4 or an 8% return, right? So Felicia and Linda had three distinct advantages, that most Americans don't have, right? And they still, although they came out at least they have something at retirement, they weren't in a position, the best position they could be at in retirement, had they learned how to invest their money like the bank does. So that's why it's so important to learn, to align yourself with experts to show you the strategies on how to invest your money like the bank so that you can get the safe, higher rate of return, just like the bank gets with your money. They've been doing this for years. The bank has a secret. They've been using the rule of 72 against us for years. Okay, so this is lesson 2. Again, I told you earlier in this video about the poverty cycle, and my friend Kevin Iguana created a 1-hour training webinar. Actually gives you all the information in great detail about what the poverty cycle is, why millions of Americans are stuck in it right now, more importantly, what they can do to get out of it. If you'd like to get the link to that video, just drop a comment down below this training, this live, or direct message me here on Facebook. Also, if you'd like to get a copy of this worksheet here, do the same thing. Just comment below, hey Bill, send me the worksheet, or send me a private message. So until next time, Bill Soriano from Pittsburgh, and let's handle our finances once and for all here in 2021.